Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin as we're heading into a new trading week. It's going to be an interesting trading week, especially after the developments of the last few days. So we want to take a look at the Bitcoin chart here. Still overall, obviously in a bullish scenario. Overall, looking at the bigger picture, Bitcoin hasn't really done much in recent weeks, just consolidating between support and resistance, basically within a range. The range parameters are very clearly defined. We have support starting at 61,800, then we've got 55.4k below and 50.7k. The chart overall and the market, in my opinion, is overall bullish as long as we're holding 50.7k. That is really the nearest relevant support level on the daily chart. Everything else, and I always say that, okay, and you know, it's difficult concept. Many people have difficulties with that, but literally anything that's happening between that level and potential breakout points to the upside is just noise. It is a range. Yeah, it's a range, and yes, we're tracking microstructures, but not necessarily to predict. Yes, I mean, they have some predictive qualities. As we've seen here over the last few days, the market rallied into resistance, another low. We have another rally into resistance. Now we need to see if the market reacts, but it is literally just noise. Okay, so at the moment, this is simply range trading, or it's there for people to accumulate for the next rally to the upside, the fifth wave. That's what the boxes are for. The idea is still that a fifth wave to the upside should send us to 90k or more. So I'm not bearish on Bitcoin at all, as you know. Okay, so this is still a bullish chart. And Bitcoin also really hasn't really done anything unusual over the last few days. We've seen a dip, obviously, you know, and the microstructure I'm tracking in this correction is an ABC structure. So very close to a low. So I expect either now a bounce from here or after one more low. Maybe we'll get one more low, but I already gave you in the last video the level that needs to break to the upside for us to say that a low has already been established. And that level is highlighted on the chart. And if you watched the last video, then you know that it's here at 66,230. It is noteworthy that Bitcoin broke above the descending trend line. The rally so far is corrective, so I cannot clearly favor that a low is in place yet. Nevertheless, the market reacted to the 23.6 Fib level, and that's basically where it needed to react, or where it was ideal for it to react. And the 100% extension level of wave A, which is a very common target for wave C, well, that points to 60,140. It's going to be interesting to see if the market still gets there or if it doesn't want to give us that last 4-5 pattern. So I hope I made it clear enough in the last few days that when we have a rapid sell-off like we've had, sometimes that last 4-5 pattern doesn't materialize because the entire sell-off already, well, happened within this red candle and the structure as well. Let's say the last 4-5 pattern is basically hidden here. Now the thing is though that it would still be ideal to reach that 100% extension level. It's not an absolute rule. It's not that we have to get there, but it's one of the more reliable Fibonacci levels. Maybe not as reliable as some of the retracements, but still it is one of the key levels as a target for a C wave. So unless the market breaks above resistance at 66,230, which it might very well do, at least it shows some short-term strength here, yeah, which is a little, I mean, that upside momentum is a little stronger than you would expect it now for a fourth wave, but we're still in resistance, so nothing has really changed. But the thing is, unless we really break above resistance, that one more low remains in the focus, okay, and we need to consider it. Now, what would happen with a break above 66,230? Well, we have to explore. Thing is, the downside structure looks somewhat unfinished, so we have to explore possibly other avenues as well. Could be that this correction still does morph and transform. Again, as long as we're in a range, you can just do range trading here. Parameters are very clearly defined, but it's, for example, possible that yep, this is an A wave, this is a B wave, this is the C wave. In that case, however, it would be ideal that if this C wave went below the low of the A wave, yeah, so below the 20th of March low, that would actually be ideal. So therefore, if it breaks above resistance now, it leaves us with a somewhat unreliable bottoming structure. What could happen then? Well, it could be that, for example, this B wave still extends once more. That's possible. And that is more likely if we don't have a nice bottoming structure down there. So that's a bit problematic. At least it would be frustrating. That's one scenario. In another scenario, it's possible that we're forming here an Elliott wave triangle. A wave, B wave, C wave, D wave, E wave. If we form another lower high and another higher low, then it might be a triangle in wave 4. So yeah, there's still potential sorry, for these corrections to extend, especially as long as we don't have any 5-wave pattern to the upside followed by a 3-wave pullback. So it really is that 5-wave pattern that we're looking for, and it needs to be a 5-wave move up above resistance. At the moment, there is no such 5-wave pattern to the upside here yet. Yeah, we need to see 5 waves up. At the moment, I mean, if we label that as a correction, it looks like a WXY at the moment. In terms of Fib extensions, typically also in these corrections. So, I mean, the 100% extension level points to 66,666. Wow, okay. Who knows what that means. So maybe it goes a little higher, stretches just briefly above resistance, and then gets rejected. We'll see how it develops. The bottom line is, if we get a convincing break above resistance, then at least a low of sorts is in place. But then we need to keep watching for a 5-wave advance. Only that 5-wave rally, if followed by a 3-wave pullback, will confirm that really a low has formed here in the 4th wave. We haven't seen that yet, okay? And that's the benefit of looking for these patterns. I know people are sometimes frustrated that we look for always for 5 up, 3 down to confirm, but you see the benefit of it. So far, I could not confirm a low in place for this 4th wave correction, at least not a confident one. And we're basically back to where we were on the 20th of March, because it's just moving in corrective structure. So without a 5-wave move up and a 3-wave move down, we haven't got a confident bottoming structure. But for now, all eyes need to be on 66,230. You might ask what happens if we break above that level. Well, I would say there is a good chance that we're testing at least the next micro resistance, the next high, around 68,140, but probably this area around the green line up there, around 71,500. That's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.